Today we're taking a look at the FORMEX Essence Leggera. I'm a big fan of FORMEX. I featured a few of their watches here on the channel. I featured the Essence in the 39mm stainless steel case, and I was blown away by the quality and the small details on this watch. Today we have the Leggera. That is their ultra light form of that watch. It's in 41mm. I also have a 43mm version. I'll be doing a separate video on that one. Let's flip the camera and take a look at the ultralight Leggera from FORMEX. So as I mentioned in the intro, I have two of these watches to actually show you. I will be doing a different video, a separate video from this one, to showcase the 43mm version of the Leggera. This is the Essence Leggera 41 that we're going to look at today. So I have two different sizes. Both of them have a very similar case made out of carbon fiber composite. And they're basically similar watches, and I'll go into a little bit more detail in that second video. But today we're looking at the 41mm version. It comes in the exact same packaging as the 43mm. This is just a leather case. They are both COSC certified, so you get COSC certified documentation for that. And here is the watch. Now this is a very light watch, and there's a few different reasons for that. Obviously, there are components made out of carbon fiber. We have the case that's made out of carbon fiber, but they also make the buckle out of a composite that is very, very light. It almost feels like plastic, so that's something that you definitely need to get used to. But in my experience, it's actually really well made, and this always has that little surprise that I think a lot of people don't know about, and that's the micro adjust that's built in to the actual buckle, which has just a little button right there. Move it back and forth. One of my favorite features on FORMEX. FORMEX do a great job with the details. That's why I always say when I do a video for FORMEX and brands like FORMEX that they are more of a micro independent brand than a micro brand. Their pricing also reflects that. We'll get back to that in just a few minutes, but you're getting a lot for your money. So a few of the cool details on this watch. You get the suspension system that is sort of, I think, proprietary to FORMEX, but the case itself is basically two different pieces, and it flexes when your wrist flexes. So it's super comfortable. And this is a very light watch, so you're getting a carbon fiber case here, and then the bezel is ceramic. You're also getting a ceramic crown. I think this gets like 100 meters of water resistance, so you're not getting an incredible amount of water resistance, but this is a sports watch in its truest form. This has a canvas strap, and you can get a rubber strap for it. There's a bunch of different options. It's also powered by a Selena movement. It's COSC certified, as I mentioned, and you can see that Selena movement from the back. You have blued screws. It's decorated really nicely. It looks great. It's just a really nice looking movement, and it's just a really good looking watch. This is a 41mm version. As I mentioned, they make this in 41 right now and 43. I think in the future they'll be making it in the 39. I'm not even sure if that's available in the original version. The Leggera, Essence Leggera, is available in that 39mm. I'd have to look at their website. I'm not entirely sure, but there you go. It's 41.5, depending on how you actually measure it. I measure around, it wears like a 41mm watch, because if you measure at the bezel, it's under 41mm. So you have these crown guards. It does wear a little bit bigger because of that. The lug to lug on here, you do have a larger effective lug to lug because of the type of straps that they use. So it's 47.4mm. On the straps that they use, you're going to get a little bit bigger because they are not really molded to the case, but they have curved spring bars. So it sort of curves to the wrist. Doesn't wear bigger, doesn't wear like the effective lug to lug, but it does add a little bit to the wingspan. Not much more. Really not much at all. And then, of course, like I said, the strap is this canvas strap. It's double thick, so it's a really thick canvas strap. Very nicely made in a gray color that matches this cool gray dial. The indices and the hands are in a glossy black finish, which looks really good, but they're filled with white loom. And then you get, that dial has a little bit of gloss to it, so there's a little bit of shine to it. And then you have a chapter ring that's in that cool gray as well, that has a minute track that's in black. So black and gray, kind of the theme on this watch. You have the date there at the 6 o'clock. It sort of replaces part of the index. Not too crazy about that. I always prefer no date, especially on a dial like this. this gray color. I think this would look really good without a date, in my opinion, but it looks good. And then it just says automatic and chronometer, obviously, because this is COSC certified. FORMEX. Below the 12 o'clock index, you have an applied FORMEX logo, and then FORMEX right below that. The bezel on here is in ceramic, as I mentioned before, and you have two different finishes. There is brushing, and then there is polish. That polish matches the indices and hands. I think that's why they went with that slightly polished look on the dial. You also have the screws that hold the case together. I'm not sure what material they use there, but those are in a gloss color as well, or finish, and then the crown ceramic, that's glossy. The rest of the case is matte, and it's a matte carbon fiber that matches the buckle really well. I love the buckle on here. You can really get a very good fit on your wrist. Sometimes when you're wearing a strap, it doesn't fit right. With this, you could just adjust it, especially if you expand or contract during the day. Excellent. So the price on here, the price is $1,790 on this strap. And I think that's probably the price for most of them. Depending if you get a leather strap, it might be a little bit more expensive. That's on the expensive side. I 100% agree. I know a lot of people are saying that to themselves right now. But considering all the little details, the suspension system, the fact that you're getting forged carbon fiber, ceramic, you're getting a COSC certified automatic Salida SW200, which is a great movement, and then you're getting this really awesome clasp with micro adjust on the fly. These are all things that you would get from a higher end manufacturer, and that's why I call these a micro independent. I think that's a really good price actually for what you're getting. Is it on the expensive side? Yes, but you're getting a lot of watch for that money. That being said, there are other watches out there that are a lot less money, but you won't get all of these little details. That's what you pay for, I guess, when it comes to Swiss-made, sort of very detailed watches like this. Anyway, very quickly, let me show you what I have on my wrist. I'll throw this on my wrist, and then we'll do a very quick Loom shot and then wrap up the video. Today I have on the Citizen CZ smartwatch. So this is a hybrid smartwatch, which is pretty cool. I have a camouflage dial on here right now, and you can change the dials very easily. I have an app that hooks up to my cell phone. It has sleep tracking, heart rate monitoring, the whole thing. It's sort of an integrated bracelet look, which is pretty cool for a smartwatch. I really like that. So here is the Leggera on my 7.5-inch wrist. Now you can see I could fit my whole finger underneath this strap. Now when I take it off, and all I have to do is press this button. There's a little button right here. Slide it in, and now I can throw it on my wrist, and it fits perfectly. That's it. So now if it was hot out and I was wearing this watch, all I need to do is take it off and let it out a little bit, and we're good. 41 millimeters, like 41 and a half, but the bezel is like 40.5, so it wears like a 41 millimeter on my 7.5-inch wrist. When you flex your wrist, that will pop up a little bit if it's too tight on you, and that does add a little bit more comfort as well. Really cool option on a watch. I haven't seen any watches. I've seen maybe one other watch do that. I think it was a Weiler that did that, and I owned one a long time ago, but just a cool option for a watch that's under $2,000 with a lot of little details. So let's quickly do a Loom shot. These are decently loomed. I think they do a pretty good job with Loom. Obviously, you could always add more Loom, but the indices are very thin, so it's very hard to add a lot of Loom on this watch. Also, I wish they loomed the second hand so you could see it moving in the dark. Obviously, the second hand is not loomed. I don't know how they would do that. Maybe, I have no idea. Maybe loom the entire hand in a dark loom. That would look cool, maybe. I don't know. I always like to have a moving seconds hand, even in the dark, so I could see that my watch is still working. It's really light, so you have that really light buckle, you have a really light case. The only thing that's really adding weight to this watch is the movement and maybe the bezel. That's really it, because this is a very lightweight watch. I'll be doing another video with the 43 millimeter. I'll be comparing it to the 41 millimeter. We'll go into real detail there as well. I'll show a lot more close-ups and everything like that. So definitely stay tuned for that video. That will be coming very soon. That one has a full carbon fiber dial, which is awesome. So I'm pretty excited about that one. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you think of FORMEX? A lot of people also have a problem with the name FORMEX. I don't. I really like the brand in general. I think they do a great job with watches. You're getting sort of a higher end watch at a more affordable price. If Omega made this watch kind of like the Aquaterra a little bit, you know, I've said this before, compared this to the Aquaterra, they charge double the amount. So, you know, and you don't get all these little details. If it's on a strap, you don't get micro adjust, and you don't get that suspension system and all that stuff. So, you know, something to consider. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.